Do you know how often you're meant to check the tyres on your vehicle? Most manufacturers will recommend that you do a visual inspection of your tyres for any nails or screws or anything every single day before you drive the vehicle. What about checking the tyre pressures? Well, most manufacturers will recommend that that's done on a monthly interval. But how often do you really check your tyres? Let me know in the comments below. I bet most of you don't check them monthly, not even close. Now, maybe you don't check them monthly because you've got tyre pressure monitoring system. In most cases, those are very accurate and they can be quite reliable. But I've found since changing the wheels on my MG5, this is the third sensor that has failed in the wheels. So I've got another, well, this is actually a new one. This is a replacement one that's got to go in one of the wheels. So if I have a little look there on the dash, apologies for the reflections, you can see I've got 3 reporting and 1 not reporting and some warning lights because of that. Now the pressures are saying 2.1 bar and 2.2 bar, and for this vehicle they are recommended to be 2.2 bar. Now that these tyres have got more than 15,000 miles on them, I can actually check, and I've been maintaining them at 2.2 bar, and I think that that pressure is a little bit low for this vehicle with this tyre size. Now as you can see, this tyre is due replacement. I'm down to the wear bar on there just about, and I'm just about down to the wear bar there. But the inner ones have still got about 1 millimetre to 2 millimetres between the wear bar and the edge of the tread, the outer tread. And that tells me that this tyre is underinflated. And it's the same story for all of the tyres around this vehicle. 2.2 bar is not enough for my MG5. Now, this is the Woowin Bora Plus, and a tool like this makes checking your tyre pressures regularly so much easier. I've been offered loads of these in the past, and I've done a bit of due diligence before accepting them and testing them for the channel. And most of them are pretty lightweight, and they will inflate a tyre or two, but you will deplete the whole battery. Not this. This is a bit of a beast, and I've tested it on a few tyres, and I'm actually quite staggered by its performance. And the fact that it has a torch in it, and it has a 12-volt jump starter as well in case of emergency. Oh, and it's a 65-watt power bank for charging phones and tablets and stuff. It's an all-round great emergency thing to chuck in the boot. Actually a lot simpler and easier and nicer to use than I was expecting. Now, I also learn from a regular visual inspection, because I promise MG I do that every single day, that the alignment is clearly out on this, and it needs some alignment. The inner edge is wearing faster than the outer edge, and it's the same on the right and the left. This one shows us a similar pattern of being underinflated, but you can clearly see that the inner edge is more worn than the outer edge. So we need to sort the alignment. Tyres are a great indicator of alignment, and we can also see that this one is slightly underinflated as well. The rear ones are sometimes more difficult to tell because we can't just turn the steering on lock and get a good visual of it. But I can tell you that I can feel that, yes, we are certainly underinflated on the back as well. What I propose we do, I think from now on, I'm going to be running the tyres all the way around on this at 2.5 bar. And these rear budget ones, I put on rubbish budget tyres. They've done the job okay, but really I put them on there because I wasn't sure if I like these wheels on the car or not. But the wheels have really grown on me, so I think we'll treat it to some nice front tyres to put on the front, and then these rears will probably last forever. This MG5, it seems like one of those cars that the fronts wear out 5 times as quick as the rears. If I hold the power button on, it illuminates all of those, shows me that it's fully charged. Also, it charges on USB-C, so you could just charge it off the car after you've used it if you wanted. And then I can go on here and set, and at the moment, the pressure is set at 40 PSI for bicycles. You can change the units if you want. So I'm going to change it to bar because that's what it reads inside this vehicle. But 2.5 bar, off the top of my head, that's about 36, 37 PSI. We press M and it changes the mode. We're going to change it to car, and I'm going to increase that to 2.5 bar. Actually, I could tell you if I change the unit, change that to PSI, yeah, 36 PSI is what I'm going to inflate all of these to. So the digital readout, apologies for the reflections, the digital readout shows me we're asking for 36 psi and we've currently got 31.5 psi. Now all I do, and it sits on nice rubber anti-vibration feet, press the power button. There we go. I will leave that in real time, not sped up. That's gone from 31.5 to 36 psi and automatically cuts out when we get there. Right, I've got 4 bars of battery showing on the indicator. I'm going to do all 4 tyres and let you know how much of that we've used. Because if you watch Project Farm on YouTube, you'll be well aware that a lot of these, they'll only last 1 or 2 tyres. You'll struggle to even top up all 4 of your tyres. That front tyre is registering just 30 psi. So that time it was from 30 psi up to 36 psi, and that would be my only complaint with it. The air hose isn't quite long enough if you want to really sit the compressor on the ground. I pumped up all 4 successfully and it's still showing 4 bars. So I came and pumped up a spare in the boot also, and this one, because it hasn't been inflated in a while, it was down at like 26, 27 psi. So that's 5 wheels pumped up to 36 psi and still showing 4 bars on the indicator. No idea if the camera can get that. And what I'm checking to see how warm it's got, I'm surprised. It does have fans on the does have vents on the front and back, which are slightly warm, but for a compressor, it's very impressive. Woowin did send me this for free, but this isn't a sponsored video. If you use the affiliate link, then I will get a little bit of commission, just so you know, but I am thoroughly impressed with it. Okay, I'm gonna swap this from compressor mode to jump start mode. Just unwind this hose, air hose. It comes with loads of other adapters, by the way, if you want to pump up kids' stuff. You know, if I wanted to pump that up, I could do the same. It comes in a nice carry case, which all of the cables, hoses, adapters, all fits in there, and the compressor itself. So you can just chuck this in the boot of your car. So if I just tap the ignition button once, I don't want to press the brake to start. So over here, it's currently telling me 12.2 volts, okay? And that's a cold 12 volt battery. If it wasn't such an old battery, maybe the float voltage would be a little bit higher. But let's go ahead and connect the power pack up and see what kind of voltage we then get. So here's the little jumper cable section. Pop that down. Hopefully you saw some flashing lights. It went green. And now we see our voltage up there is 14.6 volts, 14.7 volts. Now, because I only have 2 EVs, all I can do is verify that it raises the voltage, and that will be certainly enough for any EV to get you going, because we still have a 12 volt battery, just like old petrol and diesel cars. They still are old lead acid batteries. They still fail from time to time. So it's a good emergency thing. I don't have to hand any big old diesels with flat batteries to test this, but I'm hoping that I can use it in the future and then follow back and give you some specific feedback about using that jump starter on like a big old heavy diesel to ensure that it does match up with the bold claims. So what do you think? Do you think this is a good investment? For me personally, I am satisfied that the Woo-Wind Bora Plus delivers on its claims, especially as an air compressor. That's one thing that I've been able to really test. Oh, you can see me better when I don't have the bright background. The jump starter, at least for my purposes with an EV, more than good enough. The link will be below. It's definitely not the cheapest, but it's much more of a premium product than a lot of the other ones that just seem like they're more of a token gesture. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like and comment and all that good stuff. I'll see you again.